We begin with breaking financial news reaching viewers now. Over the past 48 hours, serious reports have emerged naming the top 5 U.S. banks prepared to exchange both Iraqi Dinar and Vietnamese Dong in 2025. While these names are being circulated inside investor circles, it is vital to emphasize that much of this remains speculative. No official announcement has come from the banks themselves, nor has the Central Bank of Iraq or any regulatory authority formally confirmed any new exchange partnerships. Still, if even a fraction of these claims are accurate, the implications for holders of exotic currency notes could be significant. Highly circulated posts, some attributed to internal memos or unnamed insiders, list Wells Fargo, JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Citi, and Fifth Third Bank as institutions ready to accept Iraqi Dinar and Vietnamese Dong. These same posts suggest that these banks are aligning their internal systems in anticipation of a global currency reset. Specific narratives reference Chase Bank as having internal rate settings for the IQD and VND, with fixed exchange values roughly pegged to pre-2003 levels, possibly as placeholders in their system pending official policy developments. All these reports carry heavy qualifiers, coming from rumor-friendly blogs and speculative platforms, and viewers should treat them with caution. There is no official status update on currency exchange services from these banks available to the public. If indeed Wells Fargo or Chase were preparing to transact IQD or VND at scale, this would mark a dramatic departure from current bank policies. As confirmed by multiple first-hand bank staff statements and regulated consumer warnings, both Wells Fargo and Chase do not accept Iraqi dinar under any condition, online, by phone, or in-branch, and have internal instructions to decline service and educate staff about prevalent scams surrounding the notes. Several regional banks have also openly disavowed any role in dinar or dong exchanges. That means existing policy remains unchanged, and the speculative reports appear to conflict with official bank stance at this time. Nevertheless, forums promoting revaluation narratives have amplified two core ideas. First, that U.S. banks are quietly preparing for a structured redemption phase. Second, that specific users may already be granted private appointments based on tiered access. Host comments include references to NDAs being lifted, internal rate approvals, scaled contract windows, and clearing through registered branches. None of these claims are substantiated. Without supporting documents, press quotes, SEC filings, or direct bank documentation, these remain unverified. Critically, the underlying premise rests on a belief in an imminent revaluation of both IQD and VND. For the Iraqi dinar, long-time speculation has promised a return to an internal value in the single digits per US dollar, but until now no central bank has publicized any redenomination plan. The Iraqi dinar continues to trade in the range of about 1,310 to 1,315 dinars per US dollar, measured in international markets. Iraq's central bank has maintained a fixed rate around 1,310 IQD per USD for government and approved use, with the parallel market trading slightly higher, but nowhere near redemption contract projections. The fundamental economic variables in Iraq, oil revenue exposure, political risk, controlled exchange regime, do not presently support a drastic revaluation without public alignment through global financial institutions. In Vietnam, the Dong maintains a tightly managed exchange regime as well. The standard trading level is around 25,000 VND per USD, with tightly controlled capital flows and regular intervention by the State Bank of Vietnam. Major banks in the U.S. rarely, if ever, offer direct Dong conversion services, and empty desks have advised individuals to exchange currency upon arrival in Vietnam via ATMs or licensed local changers. In the U.S., stories of banks like Chase or Bank of America exchanging Dong have broadly been dismissed. Reddit users have added personal testimonies affirming that even currency outlets and travel services do not list Dong among accepted currencies. In weighing these narratives, it is essential to ask, what would it take for a U.S. bank to begin offering IQD or VND exchange publicly? It would necessitate clear compliance documentation, FinCEN registration, AML protocols, and client advisories. Most U.S. banks post policy disclaimers that they do not deal in these currencies. None of those policies have been rescinded or updated. Accordingly, the current balance of evidence tilts heavily toward speculation rather than action. Yet investor excitement persists. The idea that a globally recognized bank is prepping itself in anticipation of a large-scale currency reset is a powerful psychological prompt for long-time holders. The notion that their physical notes may one day be redeemable at institutional limits, on par with billions of dollars in transactional capability, feeds optimism investors have held for decades. And some sources repeatedly assert that banks have created internal systems ready to process IQD/VND, listing example internal rates in their system dashboards. But again, internal test values or speculative mock rates are not operational realities, and they have not been confirmed through independent auditing or public releases. Regulators also frequently issue statements reminding consumers about the risks associated with exotic currency schemes. Warnings focus on the fact that these notes are illiquid with high premiums and minimal market demand. Many scams revolve around limited window redemption appointments, shadowed by pressure to act quickly or pay advance fees, echoing tactics used in past dinar promotion cycles. Analysts emphasize that legitimate currency redemption would be executed through official channels, with widespread public notice, compliance checks, and regulated cash flow. For individuals holding Iraqi Dinar or Vietnamese Dong, this situation presents a difficult decision. Should they act on the belief that their notes will soon be redeemable at institutional banks? Or should they wait until public documentation, such as bank advisories, appears? The cautious approach is to rely only on verifiable evidence. Contact official bank foreign exchange departments directly. Monitor central bank communications or legitimate financial reporting. Avoid engaging through chat rooms that rely on rumors of insider appointments or leaked internal systems. Until confirmation arises, the U.S. banks mentioned remain inaccessible venues for IQD or VND exchange. If any of these banks, Wells Fargo, Chase, Bank of America, Citi, Fifth Third, or others, do begin offering services, confirmable indicators would include press releases, updated FX currency listings, new client notices, and public listings of approved currencies. Without those, rumors are insufficient grounds for investment action. Investors should also seek licensed financial counselors, review terms of proposed note redemption, and verify any tied contractual or KYC requirements before sending currency or payment to any entity. In summary, while speculation around a top 5 U.S. bank list exchanging dinar and dong in 2025 is highly circulated, it remains speculative and unconfirmed. The existing position of those banks, supported by direct employee statements and policy disclosures, is that they do not accept IQD or VND. For now, the safest conclusion is that no such exchange infrastructure is publicly in place. Any future activation would require open disclosure, licensing validation, and formal client access. We will continue monitoring this developing narrative, and should any bank issue a verified update, it will be reported clearly, immediately, and backed by documentation. Until then, treat these lists as rumor, not reality, and protect your holdings accordingly.